Hello everyone! Okay, today is again a creative writing lesson and it is on our email etiquette series, and this is part 5, video number 5. Okay, the first video, if you remember, was before the email. What to do before the email. Remember, do your research, find out exactly who you're writing to, what that person or company or whatever is about before you start writing your email. Then remember that video number 2 was on what not to do in emails. Don't use informal language. Don't use slang. Don't say, "What's up, dude?" No. Always keep it formal. Video number 3 was an example of the structure of an email. We're going to kind of do that today, but we're going to make it more specific. In part number 4, of the email etiquette series, we spoke about the format of an essay. Not an essay, an email, and a formal email. Now we are going to do that exact same thing, but we are going to use the structure from last week's points that we made, and we're going to write our own essay. So we're going to do an example essay, a really quick, short one. So pretend that you need some extra money and you see on a poster that your school librarian is looking for an assistant, okay? And you say, let me apply for that job because it's going to give you experience. Maybe you have some extra time after school because maybe your mom or dad picks you up late, and maybe you need the extra money. So you say, okay, I'm going to apply for this position. So let's do a really, really short essay together using the structure from last week. Okay. Right. Okay. So if you want to write at the top of your creative writing book, can't see it very well now, but email etiquette video 5 or part 5. Okay. Now we're doing an example essay. But first, let's look at last week's structure. So last week we spoke about how the email is structured. Now I realize that I have made a spelling error. Can you see where it is? 5 points to the person who can see where's the error. Okay. I have put 1 D in address. I think it's 2 D's for address. Yes. Okay. Right. So first, here is your email page to the email address. Say, for example, we're going to do an example one. So to, maybe her email address is Miss Brooks at gmail.com. This is just an example. Subject. Now remember, the subject of our email has to kind of tell the person who's receiving the email what the email is about. If you're applying for a job, your subject isn't going to be hello, right? It's not going to be how was your day? No, your subject is going to tell us what the whole email is about. So let's do it on this board over here. So first, our subject. So the subject will be application for assistant librarian. For assistant librarian, or librarian assistant, I should say. There we go. That's our subject. It tells us what it's going to be about. Then we're going to start our essay. Now remember, we say we start off with what? Let's remind ourselves. We start off with, you address the person by saying, "Dear Mr. or Mrs. blah, blah, blah." Now we say, let's say, for example, her name is Mrs. Brooks or Miss Brooks. So we'll start off by saying exactly that. Dear Miss or Ms. Brooks. Remember, it's best, unless you know the person really well, it's best to say Mr. or Mrs., whoever they are, or Ms. If you're not sure if they're married or not, you put Ms. And whoever they are, right? Okay, so then you skip a line, remember? So these orange stars mean skip a line, so then you skip a line, and then what do? Polite starting sentence. Now the normal polite starting sentence that we've done previously, or that everyone seems to use internationally for some reason, is I hope this email finds you well. Now that's the standard one. You can use that one. It's polite, it's formal. So you can say, so there we skip a line, and I hope this email finds you well. But let's change it up. Let's make it a little bit more interesting, but still formal and respectful. So we can say, I hope this email doesn't interrupt a good book, right? Because she's a librarian. So let's say this. I hope this email does not interrupt a good book. That's our polite starting sentence, right? You don't have to have it, but it's nice to ease into the essay, into the email. Okay. Next, what do we do next, right? Then we say a short introduction. Now, if the person knows you, you don't have to do this. If the person doesn't know you, or maybe they vaguely remember you from somewhere, then you can introduce yourself. So maybe every Saturday, or maybe say every Friday afternoon, I sit in the library. So I can say, I am Nabila. You probably remember me from our Friday afternoon chats in the library. You probably remember me from our Friday afternoon chats in the library. There we go. That's a brief introduction, okay? Then what did we say? After you introduce yourself or remind that person who you are, you say the reason for your email, right? Very important. Number 4, reason for your email. Remember, I said some people get hundreds of emails a day. They don't want to be hearing about the dream you had last night, or what you ate for supper the day before, or whatever. They want you to get to the point. So the next one, we said reason for our email. So we can say, I heard that you are looking for an assistant, and I would like to apply for the position. There we go. Straightforward, to the point. I heard that you're looking for an assistant and I would like to apply for the position. Okay, what do we have to write next in our email? So there we have our reason. And okay, so there's a polite ending, right? But before, if it's something like an application or something where you attach a document, then you should say, attached is my CV or my resume. Let's say, attached is my CV. Please when you have some time. Okay, there. And then the last bit we said is our polite ending. So we can say there, remember we skip a line and then we can say, I look forward to your response. Enjoy your day, or enjoy the rest of your day. And then you skip a line again, and then remember we said our ending word. We can say sincerely, or kind regards, or just regards is fine. So then you skip a line. I don't have space, but pretend I skipped a line, and I'll say sincerely, and sincerely, then comma, and then under that you write your name. So you write Nabila. You write who it is from. And there we go. There's our example essay following the exact steps that we wrote from last week. So I'm going to put this up, and if you'd like to write an example essay so that you can look back on when you are writing your essays, you can please copy this down. Pause the video and copy this down. Okay, that's it for video 5.